Nair Mixups and other area utility. Max aerials are a lackluster offense option. However, if we shift our perspective on them, they can be useful for other reasons and in certain situations. Nair comes out very quick and also ends quickly. But any actual string or combo is not exactly feasible in normal play, due to either requiring the opponent to be at very high percent or the simple fact that Nair is negative on hit. So this is where the change in perspective comes about. We will use Nair in a semi-defensive manner. Because of the overall speed of Nair, it is hard to react to. From here, you can drift away in either direction, cross up, or fade away. Use an aerial to potentially cover yourself with a hitbox. You see, you can hit them and just fade back. The goal is, once again, not to connect the fair. Use an air dodge for movement or additional safety. Use to bait a reaction. Add another layer by using double jump. It's probably one of my favorite options to do. Of course, from the double jump, you can use air dodge and aerials again. And straight lunge, which of course has more options out of that as well. The main goal of this option is to disrupt enemy momentum and flow, as it is quick, non-committal, and has multiple options out of it. Used in conjunction with max high run speed as a potential approach option, and conversely be used to disrupt an enemy to reposition yourself. So here I'm at ledge, boop, and just do that real quick. On hit, due to its speed and lack of knockback and hit stun, will often result in unintentional input from misreaction or buffering, meaning you can possibly get away with something simple like the following. I'm sure you've had moments where you get hit with a weak attack and that results in a misinput. Cross up and the fade away. With the forward momentum, Nair the Bear or Dair can cross up opponents. You can use a turnaround lunge. And you can fade away, beta reaction, see what they do. Remember, attack cancel and reverse aerial rush can be used as well. So here I use attack cancel to get the most fade away momentum. And this is a raw Dair. And connecting bear fair 50% around there higher can lead to a tech chase. Shield pressure, because Nair is quick, can be used to create a pressure string with other moves. See, 2 Nairs, and if you have already shield damage on them, Nair, Dair, and then haymaker to ledge. And then you kind of can get creative with it. Grab them out of it, you know. Especially if you cross up, it gives you a lot more options. They can't grab you. And a shield pressure on a platform. Basically a short hop forward air or up air. And this is a full hop Nair into haymaker. And that was just a regular haymaker, but if you do a short hop down air, you'll get a little bit higher height without landing on the platform. That's a little string right there. People are more prone to holding shield longer when they're on platforms, so you can kind of abuse that fact and use up smash. So here you want to double jump right before the lower platforms. If you just imagine a line there, and you could use the up smash thing on the ground as well. But just like I said, people are more prone to holding their shield longer. While it's not the fastest or strongest out of shield option, it's faster than up smash. and isn't as punishing as up B if you whiff. Comes out frame 5 and actually has a small hitbox on the back of it, but very unlikely that you'll connect that. Some choreography or setups. Should have an understanding of how many aerials you can use out of your jumps. This way you don't short yourself an opportunity to throw a hitbox and also don't get caught up in landing lag from overextending. Back air to landing Nair. From a short hop, you can do the following options. And from a full hop, you have these as well. There are various options. Mix it up, get creative. Shield safety. Using momentum from jump to drift away can be helpful to avoid out of shield options. So here I do a short hop Nair, cross up, and the cloud might be inclined to use his climb hazard. And this is a full hop Nair, which is good on tall characters since they have a bigger shield. This gives you more air time, thus makes it harder for him to punish you, and then you can actually side B him out of it if you want to. And if you do a tack canceled fade away, you can actually be safe from even Mr. Game & Watch up B. And this the guy's trying to up smash out of shield, keeps trying to go for it, but it's not going to work. Not only can the drift keep you safe, but the landing animation low profiles you, keeping you safe from certain short hop aerial out of shield punishes, especially characters with high short hop aerials. Like Sonic, you actually up smash in, punish that. Wario, surprised it doesn't hit. It looks like it should, but shield, and then of course up B. Same with Fox. You can actually trade up tilt with him if you want. Ledge Getup coverage. In terms of startup duration and landing lag, Mac has the fastest overall average aerials. Out of a full hop, Mac can easily throw out 2 aerials, one to cover a jump and one to possibly cover a neutral getup or attack. Here right there, just do a full hop jump and then do something like that. Cover a jump and then cover a getup, maybe. Also, if you do a buffered short hop forward air with a tilt stick, it gives you enough momentum to do a trump easily, which also covers a ledge jump and a trump. Now, if you want to do it as like a punish on whiff kind of thing, it's frame 5, right? And when acting out of initial dash, you must wait until the initial dash window, 14 frames, is over to use a normal ground move. So here I start the initial dash. And before I can use anything or use a tilt or jab, I need to wait 14 frames. When acting out of a dash, you must wait 4 frames to skid, essentially making jab frame 5 option as well. So if you're full into the dash, right, you need to skid 4 frames, so it's frame 5 option. However, jump will cancel initial dash and skid, so it will always be a frame 5 on startup. See, no skid, it goes into jump squat, and there's a neutral air. Now there's a Nair frame trap. Using Nair on a grounded opponent will lift them up in midair for 1 to 4 frames, character dependent. You can see it's slightly lifted, and he goes into the landing animation. Here I use it 1 frame before landing. The next frame I land. This shaves off a couple of frames. You can see he was able to double jump because, like I said, it keeps them mid-air for a couple. The height is very low and the window is very small. If the opponent does not act out of it in the small window, they will be subject to 4 frames of landing lag. If we assume they will not react, we can attempt to exploit the 4 frames of landing lag. And in order to do this, we must use landing neutral air. This way we can potentially cut the remaining 13 frames of animation for 10 frames instead. Choreographing landing neutral air. While you could always estimate or eyeball the timing, here are some setups that will help cut frames. The approach to find the setups was to look at the duration of jumps and aerials, then simply do the math and fit in aerials to occupy the duration. Short hop is 33 frames and a full hop 44. Here are the duration of the aerials, so we can just plug them in and subtract. The perfect setup are here, listed here, combination of either of these. This will result in the hitbox coming out and then 1 frame later landing. So yeah, you'll shave off 3 frames basically. Some other setups way easier, but as you can see right here, it says 1 wasted frame. So you only save 2 frames as opposed to 3. The wasted frame isn't that big a deal, but it will show you how it comes into play later on. Here's a real easy one. This is like if you were to do the ledge Getup coverage. That's what it would look like. And you could always delay Nair or fast fall to cut the extra wasted frames out. So here's what the trap is. Right, so we're going to assume he does not react to that small window. And I think for Lucas, he's in midair for 3 frames. So here I'm able to shield. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I'm 5 frames advantage. Nair puts the opponent in midair for a few remaining frames, meaning they cannot shield frame 1. So technically, you could also jab, and that would also be a true trap without using the landing lag, assuming they don't have a frame 2 option, like Pokemon Trainer, Snake, or Fast Faller with air dodge. So yeah, you can see jab will catch them. A handful of characters have the frame 2 air dodge, primarily fast fallers. This means most characters will be in a frame trap if you do a landing Nair into jab. And this assumes that they were able to input something in that small window on the first frame. If they do nothing, then this would open us up to a down tilt or up B or even up tilt and F tilt. I'm starting up tilt, and you can see he's still in his landing animation, so there's nothing Pikachu in this situation could have done. This is where the setup and wasted frames come into play. Some setups will result in jab being the only option. So here I'm doing the short hop down air into neutral air to like about 5 wasted frames or something. Then I will attempt to use up tilt again, but this time shield comes up. Because it's difficult to react and easy to miss input, opponent using an attack or air dodge can result in extending their landing leg. So here, if you're holding A and you accidentally started doing a neutral air, see, that's already, you can see how many frames of extra landing lag they put on themselves. could have done an up smash in that time. And this is if we were to do an air dodge, like for example, they were holding shield. And this puts them in too much landing leg, and of course the KO punch will connect. And there are some setups also on a platform as well. Setups shown earlier were simple flat grounds that could work on most stages. There are some setup for battlefield platforms. That one's pretty easy to do. Here's some important notes. Inputs for setups must be buffered to attain the true frame traps, and this is overly complicated just to land Nair into possibly jab or down tilt. And while the window is small to react to, you can just consider it a free down tilt, really. And just to be thorough here for other aerials, you can see that was a true combo. True combo in the F tilt. Haymaker. Showing that even the boost grab is true. He's still stuck in animation. A back air and a haymaker. And that was up air into down tilt. And this is down air into down tilt into haymaker, which is a true combo, as you'll see in the counter. Do a reverse down tilt into a full hop haymaker, which is a classic kill confirm. I mean, of course, I don't expect anyone to pull that off, and that's a neutral air to side B true combo. This is down air into pratfall, true combo into nair. And this is using your aerials off stage onto a different topic. So you're just doing a bunch of neutral airs, like if someone's hanging on a tether. You know, I mean, just showing like you can go deeper than you probably thought to get an edge guard, you know, or not even actually edge guard, but just to deter your opponent, you know, bait an air dodge, bait an aerial. Don't make it so free for them to come back, you know. Put some pressure on them. Want to go really down low, like if they're hugging the stage, like for example, they're on like using I don't know, villager or some shit. You know, they hug the bottom and inside. You can use it like that. Down air. Forward air, back air. Down air, forward air. Use the undermaker strap. You can do 3 forward airs. You do 1 there and then run in to do a stage spike haymaker. You do a bunch of neutral airs right there, right around the 2 frame area. Try to catch someone. Just showing that, so how deep it goes, how deep, and you can use a down air. And then this is like a picture, like the safe zone. Like, I don't know if you've seen my other videos, but basically what that was. Closing remarks. Remember, your aerials have very short range and you'll get easily outranged. The goal is not to pull off a string, but to enable the option to approach your jumps and use aerials in a strategic manner. Completely ignoring aerials as a tool limits your playstyle. You become too linear and predictable by staying grounded. However, that's not to say you should rely heavily on them. Tilts and smashes are still your strongest tools. If you are going to play a character, you should understand a character's moveset. A tool is a tool, just waiting for the right situation to use it. Referring to a playstyle using aerials as airmac or gimmicky only further propagates the stagnation of max meta. Calling it a gimmick discourages players from exploring options and learning when and when not to use the aerials. Damage is damage, disadvantage is disadvantage. You may not gain as much as other characters do from their aerials, but you don't necessarily have a lot to lose either.